Good evening, everyone. I'm by name to Godfrey Aondakula. I'm representing Benue Private. I'm happy to be among the participants, among the coaches of this year's debate competition. I have done this several times, and my school has been winning each time we go for a competition like this. So this time too, I know that by the grace of God, we will clinch the first position.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie, representing Benue Private. When I was called upon to represent Benue Private this year, I was happy. I never expected I would be chosen because there were a lot of other people who I thought were better than me. But since my school saw that I was going to be the perfect person to represent their school, I found it very honorable.
Hello, my name is Enobasi from Cross River. I'm with the Cross River team. We came with this great expectation that we will conquer and go back. But I want to appreciate the organizers of this program. They have done a lot. It's not our first time of coming out. We've been coming out and we've been winning. And I know that we're going back with great news.
Hello everyone, this is Team Cross River represented by Federal Government Girls College Calabar to be precise. My name is Boa Queenet, I'm the lead speaker and I have your
Robert Joyce.
So I and my school are here to represent the Team Cross River, and our expectation from here is to shine for our country, shine for our nations, shine for our state and shine for our school.
On round 6, we have Team Benue proposing the motion. And here we have the lead speaker as Nito Stephanie, the first supporting speaker as Michelle Zamo Uka, and the second supporting speaker as Awua Michael. And Team Cross River opposing the motion. And we have the lead speaker as Hogan Favor, the first supporting speaker as Mbora Queeneth, and the second supporting speaker as Robert Joyce. And the motion is, are international aid programs more harmful than beneficial to developing countries? Now, I call upon the lead speaker from the side proposition to open the case of their side.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nito Stephanie, and I'm from the proposing team. I'm here to speak on the positive impact of international aid programs on developing countries. Firstly, I would like to define some key terms: international aid programs. International aid programs are activities set up by developed countries in order to help developing countries. What are developing countries? Developing countries are struggling or low-income countries. Examples are Afghanistan, Somalia, etc. The following are ways in which international aid programs provide support to these developing countries. Firstly, these international aid programs or organizations provide humanitarian assistance. They provide critical assistance during natural disasters, conflicts, and health crises.
PY speaker.
In the year 2014, the spread of Ebola virus was able to be controlled by these international aid programs. It also promotes development of growth in a country. It's economic growth and development in a country. This organization stimulates economic activities, create jobs, and attract investment to these countries, breaking the cycle of poverty. Such programs include sustained Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and Millennium Development Goals, MDGs. They have helped in providing access to education, healthcare, and agriculture in these marginalized countries.
POI speaker.
It has also helped in addressing global challenges. These aid or organizations these aids or organizations have helped in addressing transitional issues like climate change, pandemics, terrorism. This has required the collection or the cooperation between international aid programs. Their cooperation has helped to gather funds which are raised to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, which were able to save millions of lives. This promotes global stability, security, prosperity by addressing common challenges. Your question?
My opponent, before you started by supporting us by saying you want to talk about the positive impact, and you are proposing that the international aid programs are more harmful than beneficial, and you're supporting us by saying the positive impact. So I think you should think twice.
The question asks, are international aid programs more beneficial? Okay. More harmful than beneficial. Thanks for the correction. These have also helped. These international aid programs have also helped in addressing global challenges. These aids organizations addresses transitional issues like climate change, pandemics, and terrorism required collective action and cooperation. The funds to fight AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis have been able to be raised by these organizations. I'll leave the stage for my second speaker to continue from where I stopped. Thank you.
Amazing. Now I call upon the lead speaker from the side opposition to also open the case of their side.
We all need one another to coexist in this world. Good day, the moderator, panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my listening audience. Standing on the existing order of protocol, I am the lead speaker representing Cross River State, and I'm here to strongly negate the motion, which states that our international aid programs more harmful than beneficial to developing countries. The following point of mine to back up my view. As the lead speaker, I will be deliberating on the positive impact of international aid programs in the health sectors, while my chief supporting speaker will be deliberating on the positive impact of international aid programs in the economic sectors. And my second supporting speaker will be talking about the benefits of international aid programs in the social sector. The world is a global village to an extent where no country can exist on its own. International aid programs has been of immense benefit in various ways, like improved access to infrastructures. Through investment from abroad, the USAID can build local capacities to operate and maintain infrastructures. 2, healthcare. Foreign aid contributes substantially in the reduction of illness and deaths from diseases like HIV and AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, Ebola, etc. Education, improved educational system. Nigeria recently has been receiving foreign exports such as development of human resources for teaching and learning. I believe that even in your schools, scholarships are being given to students for performing well. That's to go abroad. That is an importance of aid. Like I said, I'm going to be talking on the benefit of international aid programs in the healthcare sectors. Taking a look at the GAVI, which is Global Alleviating of Vaccination and Immunization. Now, this immunization and vaccination program has been of immense benefit for children all over the different parts of the country. Talking about the Global Fund has helped to fight tuberculosis, malaria. Now, these programs have saved about 44 millions of lives all over the world. Now, furthermore, this international aid program has led to increased economic growth. It has also helped to improve the standard of living for citizens in developing countries. International aid program does not only augment domestic savings but also supplement domestic resources. It closes foreign exchange gap and creates accessibility between modern technology and managerial skills. The government officials have been working in active collaboration with the international development partners such as the British Council, the UNESCO, which has helped to provide tools to gauge and improve learning outcome. Now, this international aid program, in fact, the international aid programs occurs in form of concessional loans and grants such as export credits. The official development assistance, which is one of the most common form of international aid programs, has helped to support development and fight against poverty. The international aid program has been of so many benefits. Like I said, the USAID, which has helped, I'll get back to you, which has helped to the UNESCO, which has helped to provide tools for the students to gauge and improve their learning outcomes. Now, these aid programs had been going on in Nigeria from her inception. Foreign aid stepped in malaria programs, tuberculosis, Ebola, HIV and AIDS and so on. In fact, these international aid programs, when the colonial masters came, they came with Christianity in one hand and came by putting us into slavery. The COVID-19 vaccine we are talking about, now the intention they came with was to wipe away blacks, to eliminate Africans. They even came and back in those days, our colonial masters came and took away our natural resources, all in the name of aid. In conclusion, international aid programs can be used to accomplish political aims for the government, allowing it to obtain a recognition for diplomacy or to gain respect for its role in international institutions. I'll get back to you. For its international institutions, or improving accessibility for its citizens in foreign aid. You should get the topic right. The topic says, are international aid programs more harmful than beneficial? And you are proposing. That means that you are saying, you are supposed to tell us about the negative impact of it, not the positive. We opposing are supposed to talk about the benefit, that okay, it has caused more benefit. So, yeah, I guess you should still think twice. Well, without any iota of doubt, I believe that you've agreed with me that foreign aid is more beneficial than harmful to developing countries. Thank you.
Poptastic to the first supporting speaker. Now, I call upon the first supporting speaker from the side proposition to also further the case of the arguments.
Good evening. Good evening, all. My name is Michelle Zamuka, and I'm here to elaborate more on the points my lead speaker already established. Firstly, for the advantages, which are the benefits of international aid programs to developing countries. We can see job creations. When international aid programs are introduced to a particular country, we see that jobs are more in that particular country, because in this sector now, it's not only the country who is offering its citizens jobs, but also an external aid, an external help from other countries, thereby helping the budget of the country. Okay? Thereby helping the budget of the country, because every country has its own budgets. So by the time another country comes to assist the particular country in its own budget, it's helping, it's aiding. Also, job creations has been seen to really be evident in our country, Nigeria. Like we see today, the UNESCO foreign aid that we're experiencing today has come in collaboration with the federal government of Nigeria to put together this program that we all are here for. Also, we see the US aid, we see the UNDP, United Nations Development
Speaker.
Program. I'm coming. Secondly, the promotion of peace and progress and worldwide progress. Peace is promoted when we have the foreign military aid present, the foreign military intervention, thereby promoting progress, worldwide progress, and eliminating or eradicating or preventing the worldwide stagnation. We see this evident in the US military intervention in the popular war that we all know, the Russian and the Ukraine war, which started ending towards the ending of last year and also crossed over into the beginning of this year. We saw that every day when you go on your phones, you see a lot to talk about the Russian and the Ukraine war. But when the US military intervention was noticed, when it was realized in that particular country, those countries, I'm not saying that wars can be totally eradicated, but you can see now that it's not, you hardly even hear about the Ukraine and the Russian war. Secondly, the US military intervention in the Afghanistan war in the year 2001, we brought about relative peace. Your question, please.
I still won't stop until you get it right.
Okay.
Our motion is, are international aid programs more harmful than beneficial to developing countries? You are proposing and you are saying yes, they are harmful. We are opposing, we are saying they are not harmful, they are beneficial.
Okay, I still believe that I'm on the right track. It's not about how the question is structured, it's about getting the meaning of this question. For the fact that harmful came first doesn't mean you're talking about the benefits. You're just interchanging everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the first supporting speaker from the side proposition. Now I invite the first supporting speaker from the side opposition to also further the case of their arguments.
Good evening, everyone. Standing before you is Mbora Quinnet, the chief supporting speaker for the opposition team. But permit me, the moderator, to correct something for the very last time that my opponents here don't want to get. The motion is, are international aid programs more harmful than beneficial to developing countries? And they are proposing, and they are supposed to say yes, it is harmful. Us, we are saying no, it is not harmful. If you don't want to get it, then you forget it. Now, that brings me down to my point. Firstly, infrastructural facilities. These international aid programs, they aid in infrastructural facilities. They provide infrastructural facilities, not only for our country, for our society, for our community. Let's take, for example, the USAID, which is the United States Agency for International Development. They are the agency that supports transportation, that works on roads and bridges for commerce. So they're not only concerned in transportation, they help in school renovation, educational infrastructure, health infrastructure, and so many more. So they provide these infrastructural facilities that can also be seen as economic growth for the country. Now, down to my next point, financial assistance. They provide financial assistance for developing countries, because the developing countries, firstly, development is a process. So these developing countries, they themselves, they need help, they need aid. So they provide financial assistance. Let's take, for example, Nigeria wants to start a project, and America is aware of this project, but we don't have funds. They bring in funds. That is called what? Financial assistance. They are assisting us and they are supporting us with funds. Now, down to my next point, technical assistance. They provide technical experts that are good in some works. Let's take, for example, you go on the road, before you got here, you passed from a road. Most of these roads, you see that people are constructing it, people are working on it. You see bridges, they are being constructed. They did not just wake up and feel like constructing these bridges. No, most of these things are powered by most of these international organizations. Yes, you see that, for example, road construction, they send their experts to come and help us. They are helping us and not causing harm. So I don't see why my opponent is here saying that international aid are causing harm, because I don't really see so. So the moderator, my distinguished audiences, you all have been able to agree with me as I stand my firm ground now and say that international aid programs cause more benefit than harm to the society. Thank you.
What a nice speech. Now I invite the second supporting speaker from the side proposition to close their case.
Good evening, everyone. I'm by name Michael Awa, and I'm here to after taking corrections from my opponents, I see that we are proposing and not opposing. And so I'll be speaking on the term foreign dominance. Okay. When foreign countries or foreign developed countries go to undeveloped or struggling countries in order of aid or in the umbrella of aid, instead of that, they go there exploiting and extracting natural resources of that country, going out to refine them and bringing it back to sell them to citizens of that country of which they house those natural resources at high rates. Now, for example, the exploitation and extraction of gold and diamonds at Adikpo in Benue State now. For instance, now, if you say that these aids promote foreign dominance and exploitation and extortion, then is there any beneficial need for it? Please, I will leave you with this question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the second supporting speaker from the side proposition. Now, I invite the second supporting speaker from the side opposition to also close their case.
Two good heads are better than one. We all need one another to get to the top. No man is an island. I remind you, I am Robert Joy Joshua, the second supporting speaker of the opposing team. International aid, these are helps from well-developed countries, beneficial of great importance. So I would say that this international aid is of great importance to developing countries. To start with, are the benefits of this international aid. Emergency relief. Aid provide critical support in times of humanitarian crisis, conflict, and natural disasters. Poverty reduction. Aid helps to alleviate poverty by supporting healthcare, education, and economic development. Aid finance some essential infrastructural projects such as bridge, energy system, and roads. What are some examples of this? Okay, my first speaker said that I'll be talking about the examples of the international aid in the social sector, which is the food security and agriculture. We talk about the World Food Programme Initiative, the WFP, which have provided food for refugees, which are the displaced persons. What of the United States Agency for International Development, the USAID? They have helped to reduce poverty by helping millions of lives. We also have the IFAD, the International Funds for Agricultural Development. They have saved millions of lives in the rural area. My opponent talked about the SDGs. I did not international aid. Why then are you now saying that it is harmful? Yes, while international aid is not perfect, it plays a vital role in supporting developing countries by addressing concerns, implementing effective strategies, and promoting sustainable development, thereby leading to global prosperity. I rest my case.
Wonderful. It is said that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. Now, I will hand it over to the judges. Thank you.
Good evening, viewers. Once again, we've come to the end of this tournament, between Team Benue Private and Team Cross River. And it is a unanimous decision. Team Cross River won. But the performance of Cross River is not so impressive. It's only that Team Benue seemed not to understand the motion, or rather they put it the other way around. The motion is, are international aid program more harmful than beneficial to developing countries? So since Team Benue is opposing the motion, is proposing the motion, they should be saying that the program is more harmful. But they just put it this way, that international aid program are more beneficial. They put beneficial first. Thereby, they argue along that line. But the motion primarily stated that are international aid program more harmful than beneficial to developing countries. So they spoke against themselves. So if they actually had the motion the way it is, Cross River, I don't think you will win. But because of what we have on the table here, Cross River has taken the day. 3-0. So coaches, please, always try to explain the motion the way it is. Don't turn it the other way around, so that you argue along your own line. And Cross River, they were actually hammering on the fact that you people are joining us, but because they've already prepared that and their mind that way, they kept speaking in that line. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Team Cross River.
It's been such a wonderful tactical and intellectual debate, I must say. And we have had healthy arguments from social media impact, hate speech on various social media platforms, democracy, space exploration, career women and women's productivity. We've had debate on international aid programs, if it's harmful or not, and we saw some dramas there. And I would really like to commend the debaters. They stood their ground, they were intellectual, and they did their best. Also, I would like to thank the judges for fair judgment, which is really important and which our debate stands for. And for today's debate, I would like to announce the winners for the debate. The first round had Benue and Oyo State, and Benue State took the best debate. Then we had Taraba and Plateau won the debate. Next round, round 3, we had Borno and Abia State, and Abia State did win the debate. We had Ogun State and Anambra State, and that was a tug of war, but Ogun State did pull the rope and won the debate. We also have Yobe and Niger State, and Niger State did win the debate. And lastly, on the round off for today's debate, we had Cross River and Benue State Private, and Cross River took the win. Moving forward, I would like to say this, that in a debate, what I've learned so far is it's not about making good points. A good debate equals teamwork, active listening, and your brilliance. And I really want to encourage all teams who has participated or who will also participate going forward to put in their best, and do not forget, you are the best whether you lose or you win. You are intellectual and you are the best. Once more, to our sponsors, to our viewers, to everyone who has participated so far, we want to say thank you for tuning into Niger Education TV. It's such a pleasure having you on our TV station, and it's such a pleasure to be your host for today. Thank you, and bye for now.